Thank you, Madam Chairman, and I'm going to start directly with questions, and if I have any time left, I'd like to read a statement into the record. But I'll start with a question for Ms. Miller. YouTube has implemented several features, such as autoplay, that have been proven to make the platform difficult to stop using. What mechanisms has YouTube employed to ensure that children specifically have tools to counteract these design decisions? And do you believe those controls are sufficient?
Senator, thank you for your question. Autoplay is default off on YouTube Kids, as well as in supervised experiences on YouTube Main. So we have set those to default off. We do allow, if the default is changed to allow for autoplay, for example, if a family is in a car and they would like to have the parents have decided they want autoplay to continue, but we have set it to default off.
And do you believe that's sufficient?
I think it's one of a number of tools that are important to make sure that kids have a healthy and safe experience on the platform. Another is that we do not deliver targeted advertising on YouTube Kids. Another is that we age gate content to make sure that minors do not see age inappropriate material. So it's only with a number of tools and protocols in place do we think that we are meeting the bar we've set for ourselves, that parents expect of us, experts in the field such as child development advise us on to make sure, again, that kids are having a safe experience on the platform.
Thank you. Mr. Beckerman, after my staff reviewed your privacy policy, I want to list some of the items that TikTok will automatically collect from one of its users. That person's location, the device model of your phone, their browsing history outside and inside of TikTok, content of all messages sent on TikTok, their IP address, their biometric identifying information, and information from their phones, such as keystroke patterns and other apps. Do you believe this sort of mass data collection is necessary to deliver a high-quality experience to your users?
Senator, thank you for that question. Some of those items that you listed off are things that we're not currently collecting, and we state in the privacy policy that if we were to, we would notify users and get their consent.
And which of those that I named have that condition?
Yeah, as it relates to biometric, I didn't write down every single thing. I'd be happy to go through it with you and your team on that.
Perfect. We will follow up with you. My question is, regardless of which ones require consent of those I mentioned, why should any member of this committee feel comfortable with the vast amounts of data your company is collecting on our children, especially since TikTok has a relationship to the Chinese Communist Party?
Senator, first off, as it relates to data, TikTok actually collects less in many categories than many of our peers. And some of these things, as you mentioned, keystroke, that's not collecting actually what people are typing. That's actually an anti-fraud, anti-spam measure that measures the cadence of typing, because a bot, for example, would behave very differently than a human. And so it's not actually collecting what people are typing. It's an anti-fraud measure. Which
of your competitors or other companies that you're aware of collect more information?
I probably would point to Facebook and Instagram, for example.
Well, I'll ask the same questions of them. Thank you. This for all our witnesses. Are your platforms specifically designed to keep users engaged as long as possible? You want to start, Mr. Beckerman?
Senator, we want to make sure that people are having an entertaining experience, like TV or movies. TikTok is meant to be entertaining, but we do think we have a responsibility along with parents to make sure that it's being used in a responsible way. We have take-a-break videos, we have time management tools, and family pairing as another tool where parents can help limit the time that their teenagers are spending on the app.
But is the length of engagement a metric that your company uses in order to define success?
There's multiple definitions of success centered. It's not just based on how much time somebody's spending on
But
the
is that one of them? Is length of engagement one of the metrics?
I think overall engagement is more important than the amount of time that's being spent.
But is it one of the metrics?
It's a metric that I think many platforms check on how much time people are spending on the app.
Thank you. Ms. Stout, same question. Are your platforms designed to keep users engaged as long as possible?
So, Senator, when you open up Snapchat, you don't open up Snapchat to a feed of other people's content designed to keep you consuming more and more content. You open up Snapchat to a blank camera, which is a blank canvas. It's a place where users come to talk to their friends in videos and in pictures.
But is it a metric that the company incorporates into your definitions of success?
I believe we see success as if the platform is facilitating real live conversations and connections with friends. Snapchat is a place where friends come to talk to each other.
But is it a metric? My question is, do you measure success in any way, shape, or form by how long people stay on your site? Is that one of multiple driving measures of success?
I think the way I can answer that question is it is one of many metrics.
Okay, thanks. Ms. Miller, same question. Are your platforms designed to keep users engaged as long as possible?
Senator, our platforms are designed to allow users to search and discover all types of content. It is intended for them to have an enjoyable experience.
I get it, but I'm asking, is this one of the metrics by which you define success?
Senator, we have a number of digital well-being tools designed
But is
directly
this one of the
into-
metrics? Is it one of them? I mean, there could be numerous metrics, but is this one of them?
Yeah, to the specific question that you're asking, we do look at, for example, if a video was watched through its entirety. That helps us determine whether or not that was a quality video relative to the search that the user had. So we do look at those types of data points to inform us as it relates to the experience that the user has had on the platform.
Thank you. Madam Chairman, do I have time to enter an opening statement? Thank you, Madam Chairman. This generation of children will grow up under a level of surveillance well beyond any previous one. And although the recent Wall Street Journal reports focused on the problematic harms of Facebook, we know that the problem is endemic among our youth and bigger than Facebook alone. Children are impressionable. They are easily manipulated by targeting advertising to them, and they are readily influenced by the highly sophisticated algorithms that often serve age-inappropriate content to its youth users. These invisible algorithms continuously nudge our children in different directions, which can impact their development without their knowledge and without their parents' knowledge. These algorithms on these platforms were designed with adults in mind, not children. Only a tiny fraction of children understand the harm that can come from sharing sensitive information, pictures, or opinions that become part of their digital permanent record. But what is most alarming is that none of them can fully understand how the content fed to them by algorithms will shape their worldview during these formative years. So more must be done to promote responsible social media use. We must educate parents on how to teach their children to avoid the pitfalls of using these platforms. And more importantly, we must hold these platforms accountable for the effects that their design decisions have on our children.